All right, good morning, traders. How y'all doing? Market report. I'm going to keep this quick because I'm leaving on a tour. I'm taking a group up to the highest point of the mountain today. I did get filled in a limit order overnight, so I'm super grateful for getting in this position and it being in profit. Before we look at other things, well, one thing is FOMC is in an hour. FOMC is in an hour, and I'm expecting the volatility to come in at that point. That said, you guys know, I'm expecting all-time highs on Bitcoin. If I'm wrong, I'm going to keep losing money probably. If I'm right, I'll probably have a good month. I don't, actually, I think my target here is 65,700. Yeah. Why? It has a lot to do with negative funding. Also, it's just been so long. This to me is our first lower or higher low, and we also have um, these large gaps. Once they start going, and especially if we take 65.7, then we have a higher high, and I'm expecting Bitcoin to follow uh, gold and the stock market, which isn't really moving today ahead of FOMC. And we're starting to see relative strength coming in on Bitcoin compared to the indices a little bit. So I'm playing and I'm trading for higher. All that said, there's not going to be a whole lot to do today. Um, let's go ahead and let's look at Bitcoin and ETH. I do like the idea of having a short on ETH somewhere. See what ETH's doing. Wow, ETH came all the way back and filled this gap. I did have the idea for a short on ETH, which would have been right here. I don't know that I actually would have held it, but it would be working. There's still possible support right here, but yeah, this monthly low could come into play. This is what's tough about this idea is Bitcoin and ETH acting differently. It's important to see what the funding rate situation is. Let's go ahead and check it out. I've got open interest up here. We're going to look at CVD and funding rate. Funding predicted and global. And then for ETH, same thing. I want to look at CVD, open interest. We don't need global. So for Bitcoin, we are seeing slightly elevated funding. I would have loved to see funding go negative. Um, However, what I do like is that if we zoom out to a higher time frame and we look, price is bullish versus spot CVD, and spot CVD is bullish versus futures, and spot CV didn't make a lower low, which suggests that sell pressure is starting to come off. So I like the idea of leaving it alone. Now, if we look at um, a lower time frame, yeah, we see spot CVD coming in here. The funding isn't as good a scenario as I would like to see, but yeah, I don't see a reason to pull it off. I don't think I'm gonna have time to do so, but I'm interested in. This is the area that I would be interested in for an ETH short is higher, but I'm okay just focusing on the Bitcoin long. I have another long from lower, and for now I think I'm gonna leave these alone. I know a lot of volatility can come in. I could just put my stop right here and that would be all right, but I want to allow for price to come back down here. I'm glad I didn't chase up here yesterday. Um, this is a little concerning, this fair value gap, but yeah, just leave them alone. Bitcoin dominance continuing. Broke out of this consolidation and just streaking. So I think it's possible we see a Bitcoin only rally. We've been seeing Bitcoin just outperform, or we could also see an ETH-led dump. But I think for now, I'm just going to leave it alone and allow for the volatility. I could also try to take off some risk, but I like the idea of allowing price to poke in down here and try to hang on to it. Can't say I love the funding situation. Actually, it looks super dangerous. Not too bad. I'm gonna leave it. So yeah, I'm targeting this level and some volatility starting to come in. We don't have any gaps or nothing. Why did I pick this area on the chart, by the way? Is I was looking for the daily gap, there not to be a daily gap. And so this would be this daily area, and then if we go into the 4 hour, we have the gap there, and then on the 1 hour, so I just put it at the bottom, or in the middle of the 1 hour gap. And we have this order block. I like to put my orders in the gaps, not the order block. And yeah, ETH is just weak. That wouldn't be a short here, but order flow doesn't look good. Although open interest got cleared out, funding has come down somewhat. Predicted funding for average. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it alone and not have any additional orders. And I'm looking to trade up to take this high, at which point I would try to get back in on another retracement. But I mean, what's the next target, right? Should be here. And then I'm just aiming for this monthly high. Like if we break back above this gap is just gonna go, right? It should. We should just move through this. And I have maybe the greediest target, but just knowing myself, it's better to aim for the furthest. Because if I aim for the first, and then I'm like, oh, maybe we'll end up chasing. So I'm gonna leave it alone like this, and I'm gonna come back tonight, or probably I'll come back tonight and see what FOMC brought about. So good luck, happy trading, much love, peace.